Medal of Honor Warfighter. New game.
Second Medal of Honor.
Second Medal of Honor
since the Medal of Honor reboot.
Yeah, I guess that's what this technically is. Medal of Honor reboot.
Because there was a lot of Medal of Honors, like
if you can't come in her,
ago.
Warfighter. This is. It's not a bad game in the way that Resident Evil pissed me off immensely, but it's not like a great game. And I haven't played multiplayer, so I can't say anything about that. But I don't know, single player, it's like I'm giving this a sideways. Sideways thumb. Yeah, it's not. There's nothing about this game that's going to blow your mind. And there's nothing about this game that is just so broken and boring that you're going to tear your hair out. But there's nothing. So it's just totally middling, completely forgettable. Nothing. But I mean, like, if you want to play a decent single player campaign, see an interesting story, that's, you know, very similar to every other Call of Duty game that's coming out in the last couple Medal of Honors and whatever other modern warfare shooters are.
I actually liked the last Medal of Honor's story.
Okay. So
I like, there were some memorable parts from the last game.
All right. So one thing I do need to complain about right off the bat, and this drives me insane in any game, unlockable difficulties. Right? Mm-hmm. Not only one unlockable difficulty, two unlockable difficulties. And you have to play through the game on hard to unlock them, which had I known, I would not have played through on normal my first time. Right? Mm-hmm. So there's tier 1 difficulty and hardcore, and the game does nothing to explain what these difficulties are.
What are they?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
I don't know. Oh, I haven't started them yet, just because like I just finished my full playthrough, but just like, you know, it doesn't give you any details here. So I don't know. Anyway, so let's just do a couple missions. Let's do just the first one so we don't spoil anything for people who might be interested. Even though I'm going to skip cutscenes. I guess this is the first. Yes, I hit confirm. Okay, why am I not starting the mission? Wow. I had to that was strange. So there are a decent amount of glitches in this game. I've had cutscenes like fail to load halfway through. I've had some weird scripting errors that force me to reload the last checkpoint. I've had the game crashed twice. But it's like, I don't know. Like it's so hard to tell. Like, well, I mean, it's just random luck. Like there's definitely more glitches than I was really expecting for this. Mm-hmm. Come on, skip the cutscenes. But I don't know. It's actually a really good looking game. It does require a hard drive install. This is a 2-disc game. The first disc is the HD texture pack. It's very similar to Battlefield last year. Mm-hmm. One disc has like an HD texture pack that you can install. I don't remember how many gigs it was. I want to say it was like 3, but I could be completely off on that. And then you put in the other disc and you're good to go. Come on. I want to skip this so bad. So, like, what do you look for in a shooter? Because I was thinking, like, you know, I'm not expecting a ton of new features from the new Call of Duty. I'm expecting it to be a well-polished experience. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, they'll probably add a few new things. And granted, this, like, if you like the last Medal of Honor game, mm-hmm. you'll probably like this one.
Okay.
But you probably also realize that the last Medal of Honor game, hey, now I can skip, was probably not a $60 purchase.
Right.
I mean, it was a relatively short campaign. It was entertaining, but it's like, you know, compared to like if you bought every game out there at $60, that's a lot of money to spend on games. And this one's going to drop in price pretty quick.
If I remember right, the EA execs came out and said, yeah, Medal of Honor wasn't up to our standards.
The first one?
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't remember that.
Oh.
Interesting.
I'm just remembering this information. I haven't looked at it lately, but I'm pretty sure that they publicly said, you're right, that wasn't as good as we expect our games to be.
Okay. So it's actually, this is an interesting game in that it's actually kind of challenging. It's very challenging to see your enemies a lot, which I think is kind of cool because it, I don't know, it feels more realistic. Like sometimes, you know, if you're playing a Halo game, the enemies are kind of dumb and they just kind of pop out of cover constantly. With this game, I feel like they do a really good, like I'm basically looking for muzzle flares to see where enemies are. And this actually has one of the best leaning and aiming systems of any game that I've ever seen.
That's a compliment.
So if you hold left bumper, it automatically scopes in. So like, right now I'm holding left trigger and I can walk around and aim, right?
Yeah.
If you hold left bumper, your feet are locked in place, but I can hold up on the thing that would normally walk me and I can kind of like ease over the corner.
So you're... Okay.
So like, right, okay, the left stick walks you around, and if you hold the left bumper, it like leans you up and over, so you can really like peek around the corner.
That's awesome.
Which I think, yeah, it's actually really well done. I think it's going to lead to a ton of camping on multiplayer, but that happens in most modern shooter games. Whoa.
So what are your biggest complaints?
So my biggest complaint is that it's coming out at a time when there's 5 other shooter games coming out. So I was thinking, like, if this came out in June, I'll probably give it a thumbs up because there's nothing else coming out. But that doesn't mean that it's like a great game. That just means that so if I'm just judging this strictly by itself, regardless of what time of year it's coming out, it's a sideways thumb, right? Like, you know, middling. Not great, but it may be worth picking up if you're really into this kind of game. But it's coming out during the busiest time of year, which makes me lean towards thumbs down. But if it came out in the middle of June when there's absolutely nothing, or July when there's absolutely nothing coming out, I would be leaning towards a thumbs up because there's nothing coming out. So it's kind of like, I mean, it's not really fair to judge it by what's surrounding it, but at the same time, I think it's worth pointing out that this game is going to have a price drop really quick, and it is not worth $60. I think that's the most important thing, really. I mean, when we do these for a 99-cent iPhone game, we always talk about the price.
Yeah.
Or for free, you know, Simpsons Tapped Out iOS game, something like that. We always talk about the price because I think the price is incredibly important, and this is not a $60 game when there's so many other awesome $60 games coming out. So this is actually kind of an interesting system. I mean, it's interesting. So by default, you only have the kick, and there's tons and tons of these breach moments that, you know, straight out of Call of Duty. You kick the door in, and it's slow-mo, and you get 5 headshots, and you move on. By default, you only have the kick. I think every 2, so like after getting 2 headshots or maybe 4 headshots, you unlock the tomahawk, which is like a different animation for chopping down the door. And then you get 4 more headshots, you get the crowbar. 4 more, you get the shotgun, where you bust out a shotgun and shoot the handle off the door. And then you get the doorknob charge, the sheet charge, the flex linear charge. But none of them really seem to have
What's
any.
the coolest?
None of them seem to have any real difference on how the breach plays out.
So if animation.
Right, that's all it is right there. Like, if I chose kick, I'd be doing the exact same thing, and I'd have the exact same amount of time. Where's the fourth guy? I'd have the exact same. Really? He got me? I'm on medium and he got me? Shit. Take a drink.
Let's just hope you've been drinking.
I have, but not that much. Not enough to the point where I'd expect to die during that. I lost my train of thought.
Animation, you don't get any time.
Yeah, like whichever breach animation you choose, it's like an interesting leveling up system, but it has no impact on the game. Like
it'd be like if you kicked it, there's 4 guys alive. If you blow up the door, maybe one of them gets killed by the blast or something.
Right, or yeah, that would be cool. So let's do crowbar this time. I am ready. There have been
that took longer. Oh, and you tossed it.
Yeah, but so I tossed a flashbang. But look, he's still looking right at me. It's not like that flashbang stunned the guys in the room at all. It was I mean, it was the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And it would be really cool if, like, the top level one, oh, you put this explosive thing against the door that kills the guy that's right next to the door. Or
so.
Oh, so there've also been a ton of audio glitches in this game. Like, and someone even commented on it. Like, I think it was in the tutorial video that I posted. Like, maybe 3 or 4 times through playing. No, more than 3 or 4 times. Maybe half a dozen times after playing through the game twice. There's been an audio loop that's gotten stuck on a loop. Like, you know, sometimes in a game there'll be like a helicopter flying by with like a really loud sound, or a machine gun firing is like, and it just gets stuck on a loop, even though I'm well past the section where it's still like it should have ended. That's happened multiple times. I mean, like, yeah, this is a middling game.
So, who are the bad guys?
Bad guys are the Taliban, or I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Taliban. Brownies?
Yeah.
Is that an awful thing to say?
Yeah.
No, we're terrorists and insurgents in some foreign country. I don't know. I've kind of lost track. I've been playing so many games lately.
Would you rather this be a zombie game?
And I'm just killing nothing but zombies?
Yeah.
You mean like Resident Evil?
No.
No?
No, more fun than that.
Resident Evil. Yeah, that wasn't very fun. So there's 2 moments with this little car throughout the whole game.
Are they awesome?
No, they're not well designed at all. Like, what you're supposed to do is just shoot a whole bunch of people in this room, but I'm just going to ignore them all because you can.
Why not?
And for the sake of time, you can just sneak right past them. You're supposed to, like, clear that room. You have 2 different guns. You got this little rocket launcher thing, then you got this machine gun.
So in the last one, do you remember that?
Hold on. It actually controls really well, considering like what this vehicle is. Oops, where am I supposed to go?
You got to drive a 4-wheeler in the last one.
Oh, the little ATV?
Yeah.
I remember that now. No, nothing like that. There's a lot of driving sequences in this game, actually, and I'm going to show one of the driving levels after we finish this level. There we go. Modem down. So I've just been trying to think, like, why. Like, to me, this feels like a game that's just sitting next to Call of Duty that parents might accidentally buy for their kids at Christmas.
Oh yeah, and that's gonna ruin that kid's Christmas.
Yeah, and the kids, like, you know, it's the same price.
Mom, really? Come on.
Yeah, and the kid's not gonna want to say, like, return it and like disappoint their parents.
Depends on the kid.
Well, yeah, it depends on the kid. If it was my parents, they would know that they would just give me an Amazon thing, because I quit letting them buy me some gifts for like specific things, like electronics, long time ago. Because they never buy like the thing that I really wanted. Like, they would try to get close, but they would buy me Medal of Honor instead of Call of Duty if that's what I asked for. I mean, that's just like I think that happens to a lot of people who are nerds.
I mean, just think if your girlfriend said like such and such shoes, and or like, you know,
yeah, I want this bag from this brand. You're like,
yeah, the Coach bag.
Like what? The Coach, huh?
And then you get.
What does the TV show Coach have to do with this? I don't understand. You want a DVD set of Coach?
This is the white one with brown spots. I wanted the brown one with white spots.
And you can tell by the stitching on the inside liner of this that this is a fake. Yeah, it's the exact same thing. Like, it doesn't. Yeah. So I feel like this is their target audience, or their target audience is parents buying the wrong thing at Christmas.
No, I mean, it's a good-looking game.
It is a good-looking game, and that's why I feel bad kind of shitting on it, even though I'm not shitting on it that much.
And you're not talking about multiplayer, which is a big thing for people.
I would imagine. Oh, for people, yes. I have not played multiplayer in this yet, but I can't imagine it's very good.
Well, it's a big part of a single. Or it's a big shooter.
Oh, it's for Call of Duty. It's like one of the biggest, if not the biggest part of it. That and zombies. I bet more people play zombies mode than single player.
Probably. That zombie shit is popular.
Yeah. I bet more people play 2 hours or more of zombies in Call of Duty than... Oh, wow, I just got hit in the face with a rocket. There's no like leveling up elements at all in this. There's no loadouts at all in single player. I mean,
overload.
The leveling up thing, I guess. I mean, with the door kicking or the breaching animations, but you know, like I said, they're only animations. Overload.
Unlock overload. This game doesn't have it.
Well, for single player, not many games have unlock overload for single player, except for maybe Resident Evil.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, can't you level up your guy in single player and... No?
In Call of Duty? No.
Some games let you...
Skyrim? Is that what you're thinking of? Single player with unlockables?
I feel
and
like
skills?
Some games let the XP transfer between multiplayer and single player.
Some of them have... I think like Halo has some cosmetic things that you can unlock.
Right.
And it's... I wish I remembered the very specifics of what I'm trying to talk about, but I don't know. It's hard to keep all these details 100% straight. But yeah, a lot of games do, but they're usually not like dramatically game-changing things like new perks or guns or...
But yeah, there's usually like something to be gained by going through single player.
Usually there's some sort of overlap. You're absolutely right. And in this, it doesn't seem like there's any. And after I beat the game on hard, like, if there were unlocks, the game doesn't tell you about them. Like, after I beat the game on hard, it didn't tell me that I unlocked the new difficulties. I had to go, like, find them.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's just, like, there are some presentation issues with that. Like, with the game, just doesn't...
Any interesting achievements?
No, not that I can think of. Yeah, beat the game on... I don't know, nothing mind-blowing. No collectibles, which, I don't know.
It's a shame for us.
I hate and love, because if there's collectibles, I can make a video, because people like that kind of stuff, but, I don't know, collectibles can get really tedious in any game. Like, there's some games that just do collectibles poorly, because they do so many of them. So, I mean, I imagine that single or multiplayer is going to have a lot of customization, because, I mean, you even get these crazy, like, dual scope things.
Yeah, that's weird.
And like, you know, changing fire rates, which not every game has. And I don't know, I feel like some of that stuff's kind of expected these days for a competent multiplayer shooter. But the day one patch notes for this game were kind of insane. Like, tons and tons of broken things.
Well.
And I finished this all before day one, so who knows? I can't imagine that it changed that many things for single player, though. Like, it may have fixed a couple of the weird, like, loading and sound errors that I had, but there's no way it changed that much. Oh, come on. So, what are your favorite things in, like, a single player shooter?
So from the last one, the part I liked was...
Did you play the last one?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
You're in that, like, tiny little... It's almost like a dilapidated room just out in the middle, and you're at the bottom of a
hill, and everybody's running down
at
you.
Out of ammo.
That's the very last mission.
And you're just like, oh shit, it's not the last mission.
It is.
I don't know about that. I feel like something happens afterwards.
Yeah.
You think you're gonna die,
credits.
and then you don't.
Maybe you ride the helicopter. I'm pretty sure that was the last mission.
I'm gonna say it's not. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's not, even though you did the guide.
Yeah, I made 2 guides for that. I made the hard difficulty guide and then the tier 1 guide.
I like that part.
Getting better. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that was a really cool
It was a cool
setting.
enough part where I still remember it.
Yeah. All right,
Did that game come out last year?
Oh, 2010.
Okay, so it's been 2 years.
Let's do the hatchet or the tomahawk.
Ooh. Are they stealing that from Assassin's Creed 3?
Oh, what if that was the Assassin's Creed? Like, it had that same A symbol, the hollow...
Assassin's logo.
Yeah.
Whoa!
That guy just came flying
That
into view.
reminded me of the Jackass gag where they come out of the ceiling.
Oh.
And that guy just runs down the street for like 10 blocks.
That was pretty hilarious. Like, the robbers, like, fall over the ceiling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I get to do the sniper section now. Okay, this part, I kind of like this part.
You love sniping.
Well, so this is like a dedicated sniper section. You know how sometimes these games, they'll throw, like Call of Duty, 1 shot, 1 kill. The level that finished off with
We're in the ghillie suit.
yeah. Oh, all gillied up. Was that it? No, I think it was one shot, one kill, and it was the one that finished off with the Ferris wheel. Do you remember that level? And like you shoot Makarov and you take off his arm, and then he comes back in like the next games. Spoilers: he comes back in the next games with just one arm, and you have to like adjust for bullet drop and stuff like that. So they do that right here. Like you have to adjust for bullet drop. So like look at where my crosshair is.
Yeah.
And I hit him. Like they don't tell you at all that like,
or that the wind is coming from 4 degrees to the left.
but I don't think wind has any factor in it, honestly. I think it's just the drop, but they don't explain it. And you can actually, let's see, find a different angle.
Halo 1 had bullet drop.
Yeah, I did with a pistol. Well, that's because, yeah, so you can kind of see, if you look really closely, you can see the reflection or the dust trail of the bullet, like as it arcs down. Not when I reload. So let's see here. Do you see the bullet? Kind of
I
like,
couldn't even see it.
yeah, it's really tough to see, but like they don't explain it at all.
They're not expecting that this is your first time with a
Yeah, and like,
person shooter.
you know, it took me a minute to even figure that out my first time through. Like I hit him in the groin right there. Like if this was what was that game? Sniper Elite
I feel like
V2?
the sniping was more gory in the last one.
Like a slow-mo camera kind of thing.
Just like, I just remember like sniping dudes off of like a mountain and just watching their heads pop like balloons.
Yeah, it's been a while. I don't remember. Oh. So we got this guy. Oh man, you see how much it dropped there? Like I gotta aim. Yeah, I got him.
Nice.
See, look at how high I have to aim here. About the 2. Yeah, so it's, I don't know. I mean, that just kind of exemplifies this game. Even though there's actually not a lot of situations like that where things need explanation that may or may not. Well, granted, I've played every shooter for the last 6 years.
Yeah, you're a biased audience.
I'm an educated audience when it comes to shooter controls. So I figured that out pretty quickly. But I can imagine that it'd be really frustrating if you've never played a shooter that has that kind of stuff in it. All right, so that was the end of the mission.
How long is this game?
Go to menu. Ooh,
10 hours?
8 hours, maybe less. Probably less, and that's on a hard difficulty with some like reloading and retrying.
So probably shorter than Dishonored. Or around Dishonored.
Yeah, I'd say that. Not assuming replay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do a driving mission. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Hey, loaded on the first try that time. Who would have thought?
EA game too.
It is an EA game. I'm sure that's why they named that mission Hot Pursuit.
Is that coming out this year? Hot Pursuit.
I think
Is that
it's
the name of the new Need for Speed?
Oh,
It's hard to remember.
Is it? I can't remember. No, like they rebooted a franchise that started on the 360. I think it is Hot Pursuit.
Well,
Come on, skip the cutscene. I don't know if it's on that list.
Most Wanted.
Most Wanted, that's what it was. But Need for Speed is a Hot Pursuit game.
Yes.
There we go. So these driving sections are actually kind of fun, but there's no challenge to them whatsoever. And there's actually a stealth driving section later on in the game. It's kind of ridiculous. So you see the map in the bottom right?
Yeah.
There'll be a bunch of targets like patrolling an area, and they'll have cones of vision drawn on the map.
Oh.
And you have to actually like avoid their vision, and like and there's some like hiding spots marked on the map too. So this car controls incredibly easily.
So it's not like Grand Theft Auto where you turn off your lights and follow at a 4-car distance.
Right, exactly. No, nothing like that at all. And your car, as far as I can tell, cannot be destroyed in this at all.
Windshield can crack.
Yeah, but like I've T-boned dozens of cars like on my playthrough that I uploaded. I was just nailing cars left and right, and like it slows you down for a little bit, but as long as you don't lose sight of that target, you'll be all right. Like I'm just holding on the gas right now and cranking the wheel. There's no, this isn't realistic or anything like that.
Couldn't hang on.
Hold on to your butts. And like, there's no jumps in this either. I think they could have easily added a jump through the hole in the train section right there, which would have been insanely cheesy and pretty dumb, but...
And then you could have talked about Michael Bay.
And then I could have talked about Michael Bay. Yeah, that's
love
exactly
to
it.
talk about Michael Bay.
Yeah. And they even add things like I can control the left and right.
Whoa!
See, that's what happens. Don't drink and drive, kids. And like you can get a rear view mirror and everything like that. Like, it's like they took the Need for Speed engine or something like that and like threw it in here, but it's completely unnecessary.
When you, like, look.
Whoa! Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I was supposed to turn.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh well. Take a drink.
That's what happens when you're just looking around.
Foot on the gas.
Looks like he's taking the alley.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you can just like plow into anything.
Preacher, you're gonna have to stay with him. I'm losing the look angle behind some buildings.
And this is the whole mission?
The whole mission is driving. Yeah. They actually mix the missions up relatively well.
Pacing's good.
Even the pacing's good. Like they mix up these action sequences with
We're in position. Target acquired.
with the constant shooting stuff enough so that you're not, it's not like hours and hours of shooting sequences in a row. Oh, now you gotta push your way through traffic. Move it, asshole! Get out of the way! Get out of my way!
I'm American.
Get out of that way!
Or are you American?
That trampoline is mine. Ooh. For some of the game you are, I can't remember what character I'm playing as right this second.
Don't stop for anything.
So it switches between
The guy talking to me on the radio is American, so I would
Right.
imagine that I'm American.
British and
Yeah. It's like Call of Duty where they switch
So-
between different characters. Yeah. Oh, bus. See, like I hit that bus head on.
Now your
And
car's smoking. For a second.
yeah, it doesn't get any slower. Nothing happens, and the target waited for me. So, and even on the hard difficulty, it's simple.
But you would lose your mind. If
Oh,
it was hard on
absolutely.
the hard difficulty.
Oh, absolutely. But that's where like creating a well-balanced challenge comes into play. Like there is no challenge here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Whoops. Where's my turn?
I say we let him go. After you knock all the motorcycles over.
I say we let him go. It took me a second to figure out what you were quoting there. You gotta do the voice, man.
Pee-wee voice.
Yeah.
You're reeling him in. Keep it up.
And there's no... I don't know. I mean, it's weird driving on the right side of the car, though. That kind of freaks me out. Like, I'm so used to driving on the left side. Like, even in a video game, it kind of weirded me out. The Forza Horizon demo did the same thing. Like, the car that you start off with, the steering column's on the right-hand side. And it was really strange. Like, it kind of took me back a second.
How do you feel about the McLaren? Where the steering column's like dead center.
Oh, in the middle?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whoa. I don't know. I've never driven one. I'll have to drive one someday.
Yeah.
Whether it's digitally or...
Probably digitally.
Probably digitally.
Yeah, unless you got an extra,
I mean, that's like an F1 car,
extra
right?
mil.
I remember F1 cars in like old Gran Turismo games.
Oh yeah, F1 cars are in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And those are nice. I
Those
like
are
those.
awesome. The center of gravity's so low that when you turn, you
they're
tip
like-
into the turn.
They're like a go-kart.
instead of
Yeah.
tipping out of the turn.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Reeling him in. Keep it up.
And, it's super rubber banding gameplay right here. Where, I mean, he won't get too far ahead. And you can't, like, end the mission early by
Yeah.
doing really well.
Stay on him, preacher.
Yeah, this is a pretty long driving section.
Yeah. This section is quite a bit longer than the next one.
Oh, you got mud on there. Those are nice windshield wipers, dang.
Yeah.
I wanna get
Especially on
something
a
like
cracked
that.
windshield. I think it gets smeared a little bit.
Now's a good time to end this. No
Yeah, mine aren't that good.
No, not at all. I think...
This truck can't handle the corners.
Oh, yeah.
Nail 'em.
This part's kind of fun. Oh, shit.
That's a well. Okay, so what's the fun factor of this game?
The fun factor.
Is it pretty fun? Middle.
No, it's
medium
middling.
fun?
Yeah, it's not like it's any... It's not as fun as Call of Duty or Halo. But it's not terrible.
funner
Like
than-
Resident Evil.
Yeah. Resident Evil. 6.
So I caught up with him and I got to T-bone him now.
Ram him as soon as you can.
No, get back here.
Did you say you got a T-bone?
I got a T-bone. He's asking for a T-bone. Get back here. No, I fucked up and I think he's out of here. Oh, no, no.
Yeah.
There we go. Ah. All right, so I don't know. Like I'm just at a bored, lost for words with this. Like I feel like I haven't said anything captivating or anything damning about this game.
Preacher gets out of that neighborhood.
Other than the game freezing multiple times and loading errors and sound glitches and
And the new way of looking around the edges is cool.
yes, that was well done. So I would not recommend buying this game for $60. This is a decent rental if it's at like a red box for a weekend and you just want something to yeah, like, I don't get that. Anyway, so yeah, I uploaded a full playthrough if you want to watch it. But I'm not doing like any more videos for this game. I'm done with this game at this point.
Big boys are up next.
Yes, I'll be working on Halo as my next guide, and then Call of Duty, and you're working on Assassin's Creed. So,
And Angry Birds Star Wars.
oh yeah, of course, the biggest game of the year. Yeah, that's not sarcastic at all. All right, game on.
Game on.